So some of you are already put in where you are coming from. I love these challenges. So, all right. So put where you're from because I love, love, love to hear that. Take the poll if you wouldn't mind. I'm super curious to see what is going to be popping up there. I cannot stream into the Facebook group. So this is why we have Zoom. Facebook groups cannot have streaming, third-party streaming anymore in their communities, which really sucks. Tell me in the comments if you are ready to learn and absorb, but more importantly, to take action. Taking action is the number one way that you can really grow. And I really want that to happen for you. So if you are going to take action, please put a Y in the comments. If you're not sure, don't even put anything. I'll convince you along the way. And before I get started, let me introduce myself. Hello, my name is Jen. For those who don't know me, I'm your marketing bestie with a twist. I specialize in Pinterest management, Pinterest and marketing education, and brand photography and videography to boost businesses' brands online. And my aim is to help you engage with your audience with Pinterest knowledge and really making your business shine brighter and show up online. It's basically visibility that I'm handing you with Pinterest. Our agency specializes in curating Pinterest accounts for ambitious female founders and CEOs, empowering them to elevate their business through strategic marketing and growth strategies. And I am feeling very lucky. This month, my business, my Pinterest marketing business, is turning 6 years old. I had started my photography business way back in 2009, which is when I started using Pinterest. But now it's just like gone gangbusters. I've become go-to Pinterest guest expert for multiple programs and groups, which makes me feel so grateful because my real personal goal is to get every single business onto Pinterest because I have yet to find a business that doesn't work on Pinterest. I launched not one, but 2 memberships to help people who don't necessarily want Pinterest management, but want to learn on their own how to do it and or their VA in the membership so that they can go ahead and learn how to do it for you. I've become a Pinterest pioneer back in 2022. Basically one of 15 people that Pinterest identified as experts to help out in their Pinterest business community. That was like the crowning star in my whole running businesses because I felt like it kind of was a recognition. I know you guys probably know that feeling. And I've been really grateful to partner with Tailwind to help educate on Pinterest because it's the one tool that I will never give up for Pinterest because it saves me hours and hours and hours online. And before I get started, before I move forward, I should say, I want to put in here Pinterest or Tailwind has a forever free plan. So I want everyone, even if you're not going to use it, I want everyone to go on and sign up for Tailwind. And the reason is because they have a forever free plan. And even though you can only do 20 pins a month, you could also, I have clients who do 10 pins a month just directly on Pinterest, but at least they get that benefit of blog writing AI, unbelievable AI blog writing, as well as pinning and creating pins and the whole 9 yards. It's amazing and it's free. So everyone should get started. All right, let's move on. Oh, I would love for you guys to help me in my mission to get every single business on Pinterest. If you wouldn't mind at some point today to take a picture of the presentation, maybe it's something that stands out for you, take a picture and share it on social media and add me to, tag me in that. I'll give you my tag down here for Pinterest. Because this way, other people that are following you will see it and maybe they'll join. And the other thing that I would love for you to do is to invite a biz bestie, someone that you talk business with or that supports you or that you support, and invite them also, because I know it's science that when you do something with a friend, even business wise, you are more invested and you're more accountable to actually get the work done. Because I promise you, if you do all of the homework between now and the end of 6 weeks, you will have an optimized Pinterest account that will be bringing people to your website for free. And I promise you, it'll be worth it. All right, let's go to the next slide. Goals and objectives. I feel very that it's very important when you are in a free education to know what you're going to be working on for the next 6 weeks, to make sure that you're committed, or to help you be more committed, right? So week 1, it's real small. Let me try here. Week 1, we're going to be talking about, this is today, we're going to be talking about goals and funnels and strategies, sort of the big picture. And along with that, first, I'm going to entice you, if you're not on Pinterest, to get on Pinterest. But the most important part about these 6 weeks is, even if you have an active and optimized Pinterest account, you're going to learn some stuff along the next 6 weeks to clean up that Pinterest account, to help you to get more reach on Pinterest. And so part of that is all what we're going to be talking about this week. Next week, we're going to be talking about keyword cleaning and trend spotting. On week 3, we're going to talk about profile optimization. Keywords have to come first. That's the most important. And then we can optimize our profile. I can also promise you that you will find at least one thing to update in your Pinterest profile that will make your profile stronger and get you more visibility. Week 4, we're going to talk about content and design refresh. And then week 5, we're going to be doing pinning and scheduling smarts, talking about the things to remember when you're pinning to be able to work smarter and harder. And then week 6, we're going to do an analytics deep dive. I think it's important that we all know the analytics we need to pay attention to. So many people think it's those impressions, right? The numbers that you see on your Pinterest account, and I promise you it's not. My goal is to help guys grow your business with Pinterest, not grow Pinterest. I have clients who have 3,000 followers, or another client who has maybe 10,000 impressions, and they're booking clients. That's the most important, is to book clients. Okay, let me get back to my presentation. All right, next. Pinterest resources. You probably already have these resources. That's probably how you found me. Instead of having multiple different lead magnets to get people on my email list, I have one, and it's just a whole vault of information. I would love for you to definitely go in there, and if you haven't, download the Pinterest Analyzer. That will come in handy on week 6. The keyword builder, that's a Google spreadsheet that you can actually go through all. When we're talking about keywords, you can actually put them all on there so they're not living in your brain, and you can just refer to that when you're pinning. The 80 calls to action, that's going to be really important, because every pin should have a call to action, which we're going to talk about in the design section. And then you have places to share lead magnets. Obviously, Pinterest is one, and tips for repurposing content. There are a ton more tools in there and education in there, but those are the things that I think are going to be really helpful for you over the next 6 weeks. All right, let's jump in. Why Pinterest? I always love to touch on why Pinterest, because oftentimes a free challenge will get people to join, but they're on the fence, right? And these analytics and reasons why you should use Pinterest that I'm going to cover are going to push you right on over into, yes, I'm going to use Pinterest. All right. Holy moly, there are countless reasons why Pinterest is a must-have tool for your business, but I'm going to hit you with just some hard facts that will have you really jumping on that Pinterest train. Number 1, Pinterest has 498 million users each month. That means Every single month, at least, and it's growing, 498 million people are actually using Pinterest every single month. That's huge. That's insane. And that is definitely a reason to use it. 96% of top Pinterest searches are unbranded. What that means is, so Apple, right? Apple's going to be on there. All these big companies are going to be on Pinterest, but 96% of top searches, that means when people type something in that search bar, what pops up in their feed, 96% of them are unbranded. They're just businesses like me and like you. That's big because on Instagram, you're going to see more of the big people or the branded type of content. Number 3, there is less competition on Pinterest for businesses. Less people use Pinterest to market their business, which means that you will have a leg up on your competition. And I really believe that the room for growth is just limitless at this point. So jump on now and jump on hard and be consistent, and you will start booking business from Pinterest. Pinterest also drives 10 times higher off-platform branded searches compared to other social media sites. So most things, sites like Instagram, as an example, you can't put a link unless it's on a story, right? Every single pin on Pinterest is linked. About 8 months or more ago, Pinterest kind of changed everything. They left behind idea pins. And I know I'm going to have at least 2 people who are going to say to me, I have idea pins on my Pinterest. They have not switched over totally every single Pinterest platform to the new sort of look and feel. So even if you have, to make an idea pin in the back end of your Pinterest account, it's just going to create a video. It's not going to be the slides that idea pins used to be. There are now only one organic pin, and that's either a graphic or a video or a combination of graphics and video in a video format. So, and every single pin has links on it that will go to your website. And then they've got other things, like you can add text, you can add music, you can add stickers, like and you can tag people and you can tag products. Like, it is very cool. And that's on every single pin. So a lot of people at this point will ask me, well, what happened to my idea pins that I made? Well, they're now videos. So they haven't gone anywhere. They're now videos. And then a bonus about a reason why you should use Pinterest is that Pinterest is the ultimate low energy social media platform. There are no bullies. It's just good vibes, good inspiration, and really happy people. It's like 90 something percent of pinners in different surveys that Pinterest takes say that Pinterest is the most positive corner of the internet compared to any other social media platform. So it's a place where you can go to change your life, to discover new ways of doing things, which is very positive. But here's the best part. Pinterest is the easiest social media platform. My clients spend about an hour a week scheduling out pins, sometimes more because they realize how effective it is and they want to put more work in. And the best part is that it gives you the biggest bang for your time buck. So, trust me, you won't want to miss out on all of the benefits and the goodness that Pinterest has to offer. All right. In today's digital age, businesses are constantly searching for ways to increase their online presence, right? We want new eyeballs on our content. We don't want to waste a bunch of time creating new content all the time because it gets old the minute that it's been seen, right? We want to reach our target audiences effectively, and with a myriad of marketing strategies available, choosing which one to prioritize can be very daunting, right? 2 popular options are search marketing platforms and social media marketing platforms, both of which offer unique benefits, but which strategy will yield the greatest return on your time investment? You're going to find that out today. To begin, it's important to define what search marketing platforms are and what search or social media marketing platforms are. Search marketing platforms involve optimizing your website and marketing on a highly searchable platform that have search engine result pages or SERPs, SERPs, such as Google, like your blog, right? YouTube and Pinterest. And Google owns YouTube. So I like to say that Pinterest is like that little cousin on the side. This can really involve various tactics such as keyword research, on-page optimization, and link building, all of which you can also do on Pinterest. On the other hand, social media marketing such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok involves creating and sharing content on those platforms to engage with your audience and drive traffic back to your website. Hopefully, it's more of a nurture type of situation. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that in a minute. But let's take a closer look at the benefits of search marketing. So one is the main advantage is that it can attract highly targeted traffic to your website. By optimizing content for specific keywords, you can really ensure that your website appears in relevant search queries. And this means that people who are actively looking for something to buy, or they need help or tips for whatever you have to offer, they're more likely to find you because of these keywords that you've used. That's search marketing. Additionally, search marketing can lead to long-term benefits, such as content continuously ranking even after you stop actively doing it. As an example, some of the top 10 pins that I have in Pinterest, a couple of them are 6 and 7 years ago. Those are pins that I created 7 years ago that are still driving people to my website. Like, how amazing is that? You'll never find that on TikTok or Instagram, as an example. Overall, both search marketing and social media marketing have their own unique benefits and holistic sort of approach to digital marketing. And by prioritizing both of them, those strategies, and tailoring them to your specific audience and goals, you can really maximize your online presence and actually grow your business. One of the key benefits of search marketing is the ability to attract highly targeted traffic. I already talked about that. Let me scroll back down. I added too many of these things. Yes. And social media marketing. It's really good for brand awareness or engaging with your targeted audience. And I find that it's almost that confirmation that people want to start following you. So they'll find a blog post online, or they'll find your pin on Pinterest and they'll read it or they'll absorb it and they'll be like, yeah, that's kind of cool. And then the first thing that they do sometimes, instead of connecting with you, because only people that are fast starts or that are going to actually do something right away, that's not most people. Most people want to think about things before they're going to like actually buy. And so the first thing that so many people do, this is really part of the client journey, is that they go to Instagram to kind of make sure that you're a real person, that you have a presence, to hear how you talk, what you say, what you believe in, all the things. And they kind of stalk your account and they'll start following you. Sometimes they won't even actually follow you. They'll just check your site out every once in a while. I've had clients that hired me that are not even following me, but they're talking to me about stuff that I posted on Instagram. So they're just not in the following area, but they are stalking you. So just know that some people will go to your website and then go to Instagram to find out about you. And then 6 months later, after being nurtured on Instagram, they then reach out to work with you. And people will say, you'll say something like, how did you find me? Because we all need to do that in our business. And they'll say, oh, Instagram. And then you want to ask clarifying questions to find out exactly how they found you, because oftentimes the first thing they say is not correct. They're telling you where they were when they made the decision to connect with you, right? And so I'll say something like, did you use a hashtag? Because of course we want to know that. Or did someone refer you to me? Because of course we want to know that too. And oftentimes I've had clients go, oh no, actually I found you on a blog post. One of my wedding clients that booked me found an engagement session on Panther Beach in Santa Cruz where I photographed, and they were coming to California for their wedding and loved Panther Beach and found my blog and hired me that way. So, and she found me originally from Pinterest. So it is a longer, just like blogs take longer to get through Google and have people coming to you. Same is true for Pinterest. Search marketing platforms are more of a long-term approach. All the work you're putting in all right now will pay off in the future, but it takes some time. So just know that about Pinterest first. And then it's really important that you do both. So I always like to say, pick one search marketing platform and one social media platform at least. Like if you are focused on Instagram, add Pinterest. Or if you're focused on Instagram, but you don't want to jump into Pinterest, although you're on here, so I think maybe you do, but make sure you're doing blogs. Like blogs are so helpful for Pinterest, for Google, for making your website more valuable, for getting more reach. That is really important. So pick one of each, is my opinion. So I talked a little bit about it, but the client journey these days is a person is looking for help and they will search Google or YouTube or Pinterest. And even if they search Google, YouTube and Pinterest results come up in that search, as I know you've seen. So by using Pinterest, you're giving them more reason to connect with you. I had a client once who said, I looked up your name on Google and I just saw all this information. I was like, oh, she's the real deal. She knows what she's talking about. That may not even be true. I'd like to think it's true, but they may not even be true. But the fact that it was impressive, it shows visibility for your business. They see your information, they go to your content, maybe they think it's good or they're not quite sure. Then they'll find you on a social media platform like Instagram, maybe TikTok, wherever, to learn more about you and how you educate what your brand voice is and stuff. And so that's really important to know that that's really part of the client journey. And as a business owner, in terms of marketing, we want to make sure that we're asking those clarifying questions to find out which of our hard work is paying off. Is it our hard work we're putting into Instagram, or did they find you somewhere else and then they just went to Instagram to confirm you're like a real business, right? Make sure you're considering that. All right. I do this every single Pinterest challenge because it is always shocking to people, and I love to share shocking things, but it's also a way to really confirm that Pinterest is the place to be and the place to put your time, so your return on your time investment will come back to you. So this is the lifespan for social media. There's a gentleman, I have the link down there, that does these every single year, and every single year I update these slides because I think it's important to take current information. And this guy is like an analyst, like almost like a scientist analyst, and he literally pulls all the information that is given and really narrows down what this means, right? So Instagram, the lifespan of a post. So I put a post or a reel or anything on Instagram, and it is good for about 19.75 hours. That's like the biggest growth or biggest sort of interaction and engagement you'll get off that post is going to happen in the first 19.75 hours. When I first started seeing these years ago, I was so depressed because even now I spend a little bit more time on Instagram than I do on Pinterest. And Pinterest by far is the top of the list when it comes to referrals to my website, which is kind of silly, but you know, got to have a presence on Instagram, I believe. Okay, so let's go to the next one, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is good for about about 24.30 hours each post, as an example. Facebook, each post on Facebook lasts about an hour, 1.27 hours. That's shocking too. YouTube is about 8 days, 8.83 days. Any guesses? Put in the comments. I'm really curious to see what your thoughts are on how long you think it's gonna last. Put it in the comments, and now I can't find my comments. So let me find my, all right, hold on. I ruined this a little bit for you guys. There we go. All right, let's see the comments. A year, okay, 2 years. All right, any more guesses? It's actually, surprisingly, 3.76 months, but I'm going to add sometimes years because I am living proof, because all of my pins in the top pins, like the ones that really do well, some of them, again, are for years. So theoretically, statistically speaking, it's 3.76 months. So if we take all of this information, which platform do you want to spend time on? Like, for me, it feels like a no-brainer, but that's just me. All right, let's go ahead and touch on goals, funnels, and strategies. I'm trying to roll through this because I'm going to take questions live at the end. If you have a question that you already know right now, put in the comments a big Q, capital A, and then put the question so that I can search through it easily and find your question and be able to answer. All right. A clear strategy, and forgive me if there's any typos. I literally was redoing this last night because I wanted more information for you guys, so I added several pages. So bear with me if there's any misspellings in here. A clear strategy is the foundation of successful Pinterest marketing. So many people think that they just jump on the platform and it just sends traffic, and that's great. What I would love for you to do instead is, Pinterest is amazing if you're really clear on your goals and you include that in your Pinterest strategy, really in any strategy, email strategy, any strategy that you have, because we can't just pin randomly and expect results. Every action on Pinterest should feed into your larger business goals, whether that's increasing brand awareness, growing subscribers on your email list, and generating clients for your services. So goals, goals are, you want your goals to be in alignment with traffic, community building, and lead nurturing, not just immediate sales. So I've had people who go on Pinterest, they grow like crazy, like unusually, and then they're like, forget it, I'm not doing it anymore. And when I ask why, it's because they didn't, quote unquote, get a sale. And what I will say to you is, it's the long game on Pinterest, just like blogs, just like everything else. It's the long game. So if you're using pins that drive people onto your email list where you can nurture them, or if you have information on your Instagram to nurture that audience that comes from Pinterest, when you generate sales, they may not say specifically to you, yeah, I found you on Pinterest 6 months ago. They're not going to remember where they found you. So we need to focus on things like how many people are coming to your website. And I had a client who said, I only had 10 outbound clicks this month. But if you had 10 people in your kitchen, you'd be like, that's a lot of people, right? So, and it's 10 more people that you didn't have yesterday. Like, we have to be a little bit more thoughtful in how we understand how effective Pinterest is, if that makes sense. And I'm hoping to help you with that. Think about short-term and long-term benefits of organic Pinterest. And we'll touch on this a little bit later, but when I, like the Pinterest challenge, right? All of my pins say Pinterest challenge, and I've been doing Pinterest challenges for 4-ish, 5-ish years. But they don't all say one thing or a specific, like this is the Pinterest Spring Refresh Challenge. It doesn't say that. I don't put that on there on purpose because my landing page for my challenge is driving to the challenge that I have now. And then once the challenge is over, it's going to be driving to the next challenge, if that makes sense. So you have to work it a little differently than you would work other things, but it can be totally effective. Position Pinterest. So Pinterest is primarily a top of the funnel tool within your organic marketing strategy. So less people will just buy something off Pinterest, although I have clients that sell soap. I have a client who's an attorney and sells Wedding Pro templates, contract templates, and they have sales on Pinterest. But the real goal beyond that sale is the long-term goal. It's seeing all these pins pop up on people that are following you and seeing that you're active and you're in business and you have new things to say and you have new things to share. So it is very much about getting eyeballs on your new eyeballs on your content, where Instagram is sort of cementing the people that are following you. And you can use hashtags and reels to get new eyeballs, but Pinterest is all new eyeballs. It is so effective because the more people that come in to your funnel, on the top of your funnel, the better you have at converting people into clients. And then we've already talked about the importance of consistent, well, we already talked about the client journey. Lots of people go from Pinterest to Instagram. Make sure your Instagram has the same image. I'll talk about that again, I'm sure, ad nauseum. But the same profile image should be on your Pinterest and your Instagram so that they know you're the same person. But I also want to make sure you know that it's really important to have consistent messaging on Pinterest for other platforms and for Pinterest, meaning people that see my pins, even if they didn't have my URL on the bottom, would probably know they're my pins. I have the same, of course, brand colors, but I also have the same brand voice. I'm kind of saying the same thing. And it's important that you spread that also onto Pinterest. But also, you want to try other colors, right? So maybe my brand colors are not someone's thing. So sometimes I'll make black pins. Sometimes I'll make blue pins. Like I'm going to test. Pinterest is my favorite way to test marketing and see what resonates and see what keywords and phrases are doing well, because then I'm going to spread that to the other platforms as well. So you also want to identify kind of any points on, so in terms of spring refresh, right? We want to see where friction is on Pinterest for people to get to us. Meaning, if your links are broken, in other words, sometimes you'll make a blog post and then if you pin it and then you change that URL on your blog post, that pin has a broken link. Not only will Pinterest send you less traffic because it's not effective, right? If people go off the platform and come right back to Pinterest, they know it and they know what pin did that, and they're not going to be sending as many people to that pin. So you want to make sure, was there a broken link? You want to see, sometimes people will send people on Pinterest. You have a pin on Pinterest and they'll send people to ConvertKit's landing page, right? Or an email client's landing page, where I educate my clients to always make a page on your website. Number one, Pinterest is going to have more engagement, send more people to that pin because it's your trusted website that you've claimed on Pinterest. If you go to somewhere else, if it's an Amazon or ConvertKit or anything else like that, Pinterest will automatically send less people. And when people click on stuff, they're smart. They see that it's not your website. And if they want something, then maybe they'll fill out that email list. But you want to right now identify the things that are not working. As an example, one of my clients used to link everything to their homepage of their website. But for just as an example, if you were planning a brand photography shoot and you have a board and you want all these poses, right? These pictures that are inspiring to you that you want to try to emulate in your brand shoot. If you click on it and it just dumps you onto a photographer's homepage, you're going to like go back. I mean, maybe if you really love that picture, you'll click on blogs and you'll kind of scroll back through the last 5 or 10 blogs. I have done that, but you don't want to do that. You want to send people directly to the thing that you promised them on that pin, if that makes sense. So make sure that your website is also driving people to the thing that you want them to do. So on the homepage of your website, you want a button right at the top that says maybe free consultation or chat with me now or whatever. Because if anyone goes there and they want a brand shoot, but they don't want to click all over your website, they just want to connect with you and have you email them back or something, right? So make sure that your Pinterest is only as effective as your website is. That's something to think about. All right. Why review and refine your goals? So every 3 months or every 6 months, you want to reassess your business goals. I don't know about you, but I pivot a lot. Like I pivot even my priorities of the services that I want to get out to people, but also I'll pivot on maybe sometimes what I'm doing. So every so often, quarterly or every 6 months, you really want to check in on it and make sure that your strategy for Pinterest is still part of your business goals, right? Pinterest is not a set it and forget it type of platform, although it feels like that because it's so much easier than other platforms like Instagram, but you do run a regularly check in. You want to keep your Pinterest strategy aligned with your current business goals and needs. And as an example, I was a wedding photographer for many, many, many years. And now I am just doing branding. I've got 2 more weddings and I'm done with weddings. I've been doing it for almost 15 years. So that means I have to update my Pinterest account, right? I don't want to delete pins because they're driving traffic, but I had something like 30 different wedding boards and I consolidated them all to one wedding board with different sections so that if people are still looking for those pins, they'll still find them. My traffic isn't going to just go to nothing. But I made a whole bunch of new boards that are all about branding your business, brand photography, all of that kind of stuff. So that's an example of needing to consistently check in and make sure that your goals and strategies are still in alignment. So funnels. While Pinterest can lead to direct bookings, its true strength for service providers lie in building awareness, building interest, giving inspiration. And it's basically that nurturing of clients that I've been talking about like crazy for the last several slides. It's results oriented, offering value through content and driving people toward making contact with you, right? But I will say I've had people sign up for my membership straight from a pin. It is just not always. It's not the standard. It's not normal. My focus is that visibility and nurturing people, getting people to my website to start taking action. Organic Pinterest focus is awareness and interest building and nurturing future clients, and the types of pins supporting different funnel stages. So you can have before and afters of your work or infographics explaining your process or a reel that shows you, how your service looks, me photographing a client as an example. Testimonials are great as social proof. Those are great pins. Blog posts addressing client pain points. And I don't know if you heard that, but specifically, but it is really important that we're looking for keywords that are addressing clients' pain points. That's so important. And then you, of course, want to have call to actions on every single pin, whether it's sign up for this free thing or join my Facebook group or read my blog, like call to actions. And the call to action free in my free resources is a great thing to help you with that. You can book consultations, downloading lead magnets, signing up for your email list. While Pinterest can lead to direct bookings, really its true strength, as I said before, is in building awareness and interest. So when you're looking at Pinterest, put yourself, and this should be for your website too, put yourself in your ideal client's shoes. Do your pins clearly explain what you offer, who you help, and how to get in touch, right? Are links working, or is there anything that would make a potential client abandon their interest in you and not move forward, like being dumped on the homepage? A good experience from discovery to client builds trust. That whole journey and process. And if there's any friction points in the user experience, that could damage not only getting to working with us, but also your brand's perception on and off Pinterest. Think like your client, right? Offer tips to test your own Pinterest presence for clarity and highlight the link between a smooth journey and building trust for long-term client loyalty. So why do you want to consider launches? Even launches of new services can be amplified with organic Pinterest. So you can tease the results. You can get your audience excited about the solution that you're providing. After the launch, you can focus on valuable education content that shows off what your new service can do or help clients with. And also pre-launch teasers, so you can build excitement. Like if you're launching anything, any kind of education or anything that you're sort of launching, have a wait list before the launch. So the whole time that you're in your launch process, you want pins in from the time that you have the idea and get people signing up. It could really tell you if there's interest in that service as well, that service or whatever you're doing, right? And also leveraging your existing community. I encourage you to share your Pinterest on your website, like on social media, like everywhere, because then people can find out more about you. All right, your homework between now and next week, I just made it super simple. You are going to share your Pinterest link in the Facebook group. I'm going to post a post that says homework here for week 1. And you can go ahead and find and add Pinterest link below. This will not only allow others to follow you, but will also help you understand the need to share your Pinterest link everywhere, not just social media and your website, but just everywhere. Okay, I am going to be talking about the Pinterest Strategy Club. I'm going to be talking about this through the next 6 weeks, briefly each week, because I want to grow that community. We already have a number of amazing people in there. Some of you are in here now. So before I get to the Q&A, I just want to talk to you. If you're ready to drive traffic and book more clients, Pinterest Strategy Club is the answer. This membership teaches you how to easily master Pinterest, saving you time and frustration, because it can be very frustrating getting to learn a new platform. And you'll also learn alongside other motivated women, so you can sort of ditch that trial and error and access live coaching from me. I show up 3 times a month and answer all the questions that you have. And I can physically show you what I mean in those live calls. And there are 2 ways to join. One, you can pay monthly. The price is going up to $40 a month, but right now it's only $33 a month. So after this challenge, it's jumping up to $40. So you could start right now at $33. Or I'm also I offered a lifetime price and a ton of people jumped on it. And I said I would never do that again, which I'm not, for that price that I had before. But I am letting until May 15th. So we got 2 weeks basically. You can get a forever access to this community and all the education in the back end, plus my live calls for $210. And so you can click on that that QR code if you're interested and want to learn more. I'll leave this on here for now. It's just so that you have it, because I was just going to take it off and that probably wouldn't be helpful. I am ready to answer all the questions because I've got about 10 minutes to be able to answer. Oh, it goes to the challenge, not the club. I am so sorry. I'll put it in here right now. Sorry about that. It's so weird, actually. But let me do this. All right, so it's in there now if you want to find out about it. And the price again was the 33, just for you to know that price will be going. All right, questions. I'm going to look through the notes and see if there's any questions. In the meantime, feel free to add more in here if you want. I'm going to look through. You guys are so wonderful. Thank you for jumping in the chat. Yay. These are awesome. Action required. A Zoom setting changes needed for autopilot to join Zoom and take notes. Oh, Karen, I'm sorry, but you're going to have all of this information in the Facebook group. This video and everything will be in there. So you can open Otter as you're watching it and it'll take notes for you at that time. I don't know how to do that setting. I'm so sorry. Low stress. Yes, Susan, low stress. It's like the most fun platform to be on. I love that about Pinterest. I've scheduled pins for a week or more and it doesn't take that long. I know you get people clicking on those pins right away, which is super exciting. Let's see, a year, 2 years, those were the guess. 8 years. Yeah. Karen, I like that guess. Right now it's 6 and 7 years for me. I don't have anything at 8 years yet, but maybe next year or the year after. Let's see. All right. Question. Susan says, what is the most important thing to consider for keyword research? I'm going to talk about that all next week. So I'm going to go over a ton of keyword stuff next week. So hold that question. If I don't fully answer that question, which I think I will, because I have an immense amount of information on it, but let me know what your question is, and I'll be happy to address that. What is the best size to create a pin? I will answer that right now, although we're touching on that in week 4, I believe. It's the 1000 by 1500, which is basically a long pin because it takes up more real estate. But I will say some Pinterest people, one of my Pinterest accounts actually has allows me to claim Instagram. And every time I post on Instagram, it posts on Pinterest automatically. That will be slow walking out. That will be slowly going out to everyone at some point because I don't have it on my other account. And I'm shocked that the square pins from Instagram are also doing well. So it depends on your account. It depends on your industry. It depends on your Pinterest account. I always say experiment. But if we're creating pins, I would always do that 1000 by 1500 pixels because it takes up more real estate. If you're looking in a feed and there's a square, but there's long pins, those are going to pop out more to you, to everyone else in a feed to click on. So I would try them all, but figure it out. All right, let's see. Karen, what's the best strategy for making visually appealing pins? I have a ton of blogs and I'd love to get pins now. So I'm going to be talking all about pins in a few weeks. I will say a couple of things. Every pin should have a call to action. So that's why you want to download my 80 calls to action. It's free, but go download it because it will really help. It should have a call to action, obviously a title, and your URL. And it should be, instead of http:// or www, just jenvasquezcoach.com, just your website on the bottom. But the title is the most important part of that whole pin. You want all those elements on there, but the title, you want the title to be the biggest. And you can have pins with no image and you can have pins with image. So test both. The most important thing that will get engagement on a pin are keywords that people are searching for. So next week when we talk about keywords, we're going to be covering all of that and how to spot trends, keyword trends that you could then use in your business to get more views or more engagement on your pins. So we will cover that in a little bit. Hopefully that will hold you over. All right, Letty, I took your advice last week and added my personal Pinterest to my business account so that I can click back and forth. My main question is, I have way more followers on my personal page than the business one. Should I switch to my personal to business and then move my business pins to the personal one, or does it matter? I know it's a hard question. Sometimes the followers on your personal account are not for your business. So while we love the numbers of people that are following, they may not be the followers that are going to engage with your business pins. So I would keep it like you did, and maybe every so often put a pin on there to join your business account. Do you know what I mean? Like a pin that talks about your business services and drives people there. I don't know that I would go through the work because I have yet to find a personal account that works for business. Almost always, if I take someone's personal account and make it a business account, we lose a tremendous amount of followers. And that's sending Pinterest signals that your content isn't good. And I don't want that for you. So I would probably leave it the way it is. And then again, just put a couple pins on your personal account to drive people to that Pinterest, if that makes sense. Hopefully that does. All right, Susan, I just signed up for Tailwind and they create 11 posts from my existing blogs. Are they okay to use as a start since I have nothing on my Pinterest page? Sure. Absolutely. Not everyone has that feature. Newer Pinterest accounts will, but older Pinterest accounts typically don't. But yes, they have this thing. I don't remember what it's called. It just came out, I guess, a couple months ago, where they take your information from your website and then they'll give you suggestions on pins and things to pin, which is amazing. Yes, do that. We'll talk about the timing on pins and like when to pin and stuff like that. But since you're just starting out, put those 11 pins on there. Go for it. Go for it. And note, some of those are pins, some of those are Instagram, and some of those are Facebook. So you'll have to look to the left and you'll see a little pin or an Instagram logo just to know that it's not all for Pinterest, if that makes sense. Come back next week, and if you've tried it and there's anything else, you can ask questions. Letty, I've tried to claim my business account on Pinterest, but it's not working. Is it because of my 2 accounts? It's saying it doesn't require my website as being valid or something like that. So you can only claim a website on one Pinterest account. So if I claimed my website on this Pinterest account, I cannot claim it on another Pinterest account. That may be the problem. Or if you're trying to claim it, they're giving you the codes and you have to pick one of those codes, one of the ways, text, HTML, and something else. You've got to copy that and you've got to actually upload it to the header section of your website. So just putting your name in doesn't mean it's going to work. You have to actually add that code to your website. So I think that might be the situation because that's usually what someone struggles with in the beginning. And Karen says, I'm a travel advisor. Is it worth it for me to become a verified merchant? This is how I feel on verified merchants. I think it's great to do it. It takes work to do it, and not everybody is approved. And if you're not approved, or you keep trying to apply and keep getting denied, you could just be done. They're never gonna have you do it. So my suggestion is to start, refresh, and update your Pinterest profile with this challenge. Get a bunch of pins going, get a bunch of things going, and then come back to it in 3 to 6 months after you've got growth on Pinterest, and then get in my Facebook group and ask me that question again. Because a lot of people, because Pinterest is good at wanting you to sign up and be a verified merchant, and I don't, and also too, being a verified merchant means that you're selling products, digital products or physical products. You have a catalog, and I'm assuming as a travel advisor that you don't. Now, as a travel advisor, Maria, one of my clients in my membership, is a travel, what would you say, a travel
Blogger.
influencer or a blogger, yes. And she you can tag affiliate links. So tagging affiliate links is totally separate from being a verified merchant. And that's probably the area that I would push you to using, because as a travel advisor, I'm sure you have different locations and like spas and things like that, that maybe will give you a little bit incentive to talk about their location, and then you'll get some affiliate money for that. So that's my advice there. And then not really selling anything just yet. Yeah. So, and even like I have some digital products, but I don't do verified merchant. I am just putting on pins to those products, those digital products, linking directly to the purchase page. So you don't have to be a verified merchant to sell things on Pinterest. I guess that's my bottom line. All right. Any other questions? You could come off mute and talk and ask me a question, or if you want to clarify anything, since we're on Zoom, this is the chance to do it. Anybody? All right. Yeah, perfect.
Just a quick question. So I did a whole bunch of sort of keyword research to the best of my ability. So I came up with a keyword. So now what I'm going to do, kind of based on what you said, is write a blog based on that keyword, and then figure out whatever pins I'm going to write, and then that links back to that blog. So that's what my plan is, the short term, as I'm getting going. So
that sounds perfect. And just as a heads up, next week we're going to talk about keywords, and you're going to get a list of like 60 to 80 keywords. Like you're going to be adding way more keywords. And what you can do with that keyword that you're trying to rank for is use that keyword or string of keywords and go into an AI like Tailwind and add that as your keyword, and it'll write a blog for you.
That as your keyword, and it'll write a blog for you.
Pretty impressive. And even if you're a forever free plan, you can actually use credits. You get some credits as a free person to be able to write a blog. That's if you look into Ghostwriter on the far left, you'll have an AI lab, and that's where you'll see the specific name of it is from idea to article. That's my favorite AI tool in Ghostwriter. There's like 50 different ones. Any other questions before we adjourn? I'm so excited. Week 1 is down. I'm going to be adding this video into the Facebook group. It'll be hashtag week 1, so you can find the homework and you can find video easily. And if you have any questions, definitely ask me in Facebook, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great day, ladies.